Hey everyone, how are you doing? So I have a confession for you. This isn't actually a live video today. I have to travel this week with work, so I thought I would pre-record a video in advance and share it with you. And again, fair warning, it's not actually going to be crafting this week, but I am going to show you a new feature. Well, it's not a new feature to me. Well, it is kind of new. A new part of my craft room. Which I haven't shared with you yet. And even those who have been here probably haven't seen this setup yet. So it's a feature I'm really, really excited about and I can't wait to show you. So as you know, each week I do a Facebook Live. Here I am. Or at least a video. And in the past, what I would do in my old craft room, I would have my table, I'd get my laptop in place, and I would have an arm that the camera would come onto, and I would have lights and all the rest of it. And then after my Facebook Live, I would have to put it all away again. But a lot of the time, it didn't get properly put away, let's be honest. And it just really got in the way. So when I was designing my new craft room, I knew I wanted an area where I could do live videos and online classes and all sorts of online setup. And I wanted a setup that was going to be easy to bring out and then easy to put away and to store again afterwards. So that's what I'm going to show you tonight. It took me a long time to find the right stuff that I wanted. I had this vision of what I wanted it to look like. I hadn't seen anybody else do exactly what I was doing. And so I've kind of been creating a lot of this from scratch. So let me show you. Right. First of all, I'm just going to describe what you're seeing just now. This is what I call my face view. And so I am sitting straight at my laptop. I'm at my desk. You can see the beautiful room behind me. And I've got my mouse that I'm using on the side. What I'm going to switch to next is a new view that I've set up just for this, and I'm calling it mobile view. So if I do this, right, over there, I have set up a camera on a stand. It's actually the light stand that I used to use for when I had my old setup. So this will now let you see what my desk looks like. So we have the screen that I've just been looking at, that I've shown you. I have two monitors that are up on the wall. And I have my desk space in front of me. I have my stamping mat. I've got some grid paper over here just now. I have my works laptop there as well because I do have a full-time job. I have a proper job. And this is the same desk in the same room that I work at when I'm working from home. A lot of the time I do have to travel around various places and go into various offices, which is what I'm doing this week. But this is what my setup looks like. This is what I have when I'm starting my Facebook Lives. So before I connect, what I would do is get my camera and my lights out, because at the moment this is just what my desk is like on a daily day basis. And this is why I've set up that separate camera so you can see what I do. So first things first, I am going to get my camera that points down at my grid. So these monitors are on arms that pull out, and I have this one. So this is my webcam, which is attached to a light in the center. And there is a screw here that I twist, and that, you see properly, that has the camera that adjusts to look down. And if I just set that up here, we can see I do a little bit of adjusting, make sure it's in the right place, adjust it down so that it's right. There we go. So this now has, just tilt that back a little bit so you can see, this has my camera. Let's pull it back a little bit further. See, I had this all perfectly set up. Let's make it a little higher, that might work. There we go. So now I have my camera that looks down onto my desk. You might think, oh, my screen's gone a bit wonky. That's all right. These come out, they're on arms, they're very positionable. And then along the side, I have a light. So again, I just twist the knob there. I'm going to push the screen back into position, because then I can adjust these arms and get the light where I want it to be. And I can adjust down because I want the light to be shining down onto my desk area where people are going to see. And then, I'm trying to do this so that you can still see in the camera. Let's bring the camera in a little bit more so you can see for the other one. So I'm going to do the same at the other side. Move my water bottle out of the way. So I have my light, which comes up like this. Tighten the screw, push the screen back. Then I can adjust these down. I can move these up, down, left, right as much as I want to get them so that they are pointing at my desk. So actually, let me just lift this up and show you. This is what my Facebook Live setup looks like. So I can see monitors in front of me, I can see my laptop beside me, and I have the camera up at the top, and I have the two lights at the side. So what I would do next is I would come along. Now I have this little gadget here. This was a birthday present. This is an extra snazzy little thing. It's a Stream Deck, and I use it with the Streamlabs desktop, which is the program I use to do my Facebook Lives and to have all the different screens and pictures and feeds coming in from different places. So for example, I've got a button here which turns on both of the lights. This one, because it's one of my older lights, I still have to use my remote control for it to turn this one on. Not the remote control, the wire on it. But I've got a button here that I can use to turn on and off the lights. I've also got a button here which takes me to the opening and actually sets me live. So I'm not going to do that at the moment because we're recording. But I've got one here for switching between views. So this one switches me back to my face. This one switches me to the desk. And then this one, I'm just going to flick it up and then I'll put it back again. That one takes me to the end screen. Let's go back to the camera at the back. So when I'm doing my Facebook Lives, this is where I am. I have my laptop to one side. I have my area space in front of me, and I can reach and I can grab my inks. The other thing, which this was a tip I got from another demonstrator, the lovely Michelle Last, she does this. I have a Rasog trolley. Let me again go back to my mobile one for this. So underneath the desk, so I'll just show you how this pulls out. It's one of the mini Rasogs. It's got my calendar and my catalogue on the top. And then I have my various crafting essentials. Down inside, there's a Stampin' Scrub, there's a cutting mat, there's Tombow, there's various little essentials that I use all the time. So that trolley is something which I absolutely love, and I find it incredibly useful. Okay, so I'm just going to flick back to face view for a minute. So what do you think? Is this the sort of thing that you pictured? I know that some of you who watch do your own Facebook Lives. What do you think of my setup? I have to say, I am really, really pleased with the way that the camera and the lights and everything come out and then go away again afterwards. In fact, let me just flick back to this. So when I'm finished my Facebook Live, what I would do at the end is I would put it all away again. So let's start off with this light first. And I would just slacken the screw. I don't tend to tighten the screw once they're tucked away and hiding at the back again, because there's no point. It's really only a point in tightening them when they're in a place where I want them to stay. These particular arms, I got them all from a place called Elgato. I'll put the link on. I'll do a blog post on this actually. And I just, it was the only place that I could find that would do different sizes of arms in ways that I could custom, so I could have it as big or as little as I wanted. Just need to get that tucked back in there. That goes back in there as well. In fact, while I'm at it, let me just bring this in, take this off and show you. So on my desk, so already said I've got my grid. I have a little charging station here. Those are my headphones, little stationary thing with various bits and pieces. And now behind here, this is where this is basically a box to hide all the cables. So if I just lift this IKEA box out, you can see what I have here. So first of all, I've got what's called a KVM. So this has both of the laptops plugged into it, and it also has both of the monitors plugged into it. And there's a button here which allows me to switch between my works laptop and my personal laptop, which means that during the day when I'm working, I can use both of my screens for my work stuff. And then in the evening when I'm doing my personal stuff, I can have them switched to that. This along the top, this is a USB bank. Now it's got individual on-off switches for each of the different USB ports. There are 10, I think, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah. So there's one that's not being used. There's one that is used for my mouse. There's one that's used for my microphone. So I have a little wireless microphone that I use now. I used to have a wired one. This is the wireless microphone. This is the charging port for it. And also plugging things into this bank of USBs, which is also connected to my laptop. It means that this is how my wireless mic connects to my laptop. That's how you can hear me. And then you can see here, all of these cables with all the colored washi tapes on them, they're all connected and they all mean different things. So I don't know if you can see over here my light. That one's got a yellow washi tape up at the top. So the yellow washi tape down at the bottom, that is the cable for the light on the right hand side. And then you see the light there at the back. It's got the blue turquoise one. That's the cable for that. And all of these different coloured washi tapes are basically the ends of the cables that coordinate with whatever is at the other end. So one of them's the webcam, one of them's the HDMI. It is worth noting that my setup that I've got here with my two monitors, I also have in my fabulous new room, I have a TV up above the mantelpiece, and the TV is connected to one of these screens. So this screen on the right hand side, the one that's currently showing the June Ideas tutorial, I can also have that showing on the TV behind me, which means that when we're in the room and doing classes, I can have things on the screen on one side and then have the same mirroring on the screen on the other side as well. So this little bank of cables, it is a little bit messy, which is why I just have it all tucked away inside. It's just an IKEA box. This is, you know, they're very normal. But rather than sitting everything in the box and the cables coming out the top, if I put it onto its side like this, everything just kind of sits in here and it looks much nicer. So I will, in fact, yeah, even just like that is enough to make that look a whole lot tidier. All right, so I am going to switch back to my face view. so that I can put my phone down. Yeah, that's the setup for my Facebook Live. So, as I say, having the mobile is something new that I've done for today, just so that I could show you, because I knew I would need to have it on a stand somewhere where I started pulling out lights and cameras and stuff like that. But I did want to show you what my setup looks like, how it all pulls out and then puts away afterwards. And I'm really pleased with it. I really, really am. As I say, I'll do a blog post where I put all the links of all the different products I used. I don't have affiliate links, so if you buy them, I'm not getting any commission or anything like that. But hopefully, it will help you with your own setup. If you do Facebook Lives and you want to know any of the information, then please do reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions. If you're part of my team and you're not doing Facebook Lives, but you would like to, I am more than happy to help you get set up. You don't need a setup like this to get started. This is something that I am really lucky to have, but it's so easy just to get started just with your phone, and ideally with a laptop as well. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me this evening. I hope you've enjoyed a little bit more of my craft room tour. And if you're here, I want to see the setup in person, please let me know. I will be back next Wednesday. We will definitely be doing crafting next Wednesday. And I hope you have a great week. Okay, take care, everyone.